Okay, just take a deep breath. Seriously. Because if you've been anywhere near the NBA news cycle in the last, 24 hours,
Yeah.
your head is probably spinning.
Oh, absolutely.
It feels like we're standing on a fault line, and it just cracked wide open.
It really does. Usually when we do these deep dives, we're talking about shifts, a player moves, a coach gets fired, standard stuff.
Right.
But what we're looking at right now, specifically around this date, February 4th, 2026, it's different. It feels like a real changing of the guard, a seismic event.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Seismic is the word. We're deep in the trade deadline frenzy, which is usually just, checking your phone every 5 minutes.
Right, hoping for a notification.
But today, it feels like history is being written in real time. I've got a stack of reports here from Shams, some really complex stuff from Brian Windhorst, and then this fascinating player perspective from Schumpert. It's almost too much.
And that's the mission for this deep dive. To help you make sense of it all, we need to unpack this just chaotic day that has everything from historic rookie performances
Stuff we haven't seen since the 80s, literally.
to the complete implosion of a young contender and, the biggest one, the potential breakup of the greatest dynasty of the modern era.
I still can't quite wrap my head around that last part,
Yeah.
the dynasty stuff. But we have to build up to it. So let's start with the new blood.
Yes.
Because in the middle of all these trades, something happened on an actual basketball court last night that we can't ignore.
You have to start there. While everyone's looking at the exit door, someone just kicked down the entrance.
So I saw the headline, Celtics beat the Mavs, Jaylen Brown drops 33, business as usual for the champs, right? But then I looked closer at the box score for the losing team, and there's this name, Cooper Flagg.
Cooper Flagg.
He put up 36 points in a loss. And I know, rookies score points, someone has to shoot. But the chatter around this specific game feels different. Why is this such a big deal?
It's a statement. To really get why this matters, you have to look past just, a good game. You have to look at the history. Cooper Flagg, he's a teenager.
And he's playing Boston's defense, which is not easy.
It's an elite defense.
Yeah.
And with that performance, he became the first teenager in NBA history to record 3 consecutive 30-point games.
Wait, the first ever. That sounds... that can't be right. I mean, think of the talent.
Yeah.
LeBron, Luka, Kobe. None of them did that.
Not 3 in a row. Not like this. And this is where the comparisons start to get actually terrifying for the rest of the league. It's not just the points, it's the efficiency.
Okay.
Over this 3-game span, he's averaging 35 points on 55% shooting.
35 on 55%. I mean, that's efficient for a veteran center who only dunks.
Yeah.
For a rookie wing, that's absurd. Rookies are supposed to be inefficient.
Exactly. They force things. This is historic. The last rookie to put up those kinds of numbers, that efficiency, over a 3-game span, Michael Jordan,
Right.
in 1985.
Okay, see, that's the context. When you start saying Jordan in 1985, you know you're watching something really special. So we have this 19-year-old just tearing up the league,
Yeah.
basically announcing, I am next,
Right at the exact moment, everything else seems to be crumbling.
which is the perfect transition.
I think so. You have Flagg kicking down the door to the future as the door seems to be slamming shut elsewhere.
Which brings us to Memphis, the Grizzlies.
It's a fire sale.
It really feels that way, doesn't it? A couple of years ago, the whole story was Memphis is the next big thing, the young, brash team. And now, what is this? A complete teardown.
It is a teardown. And the headline move here is Jaren Jackson Jr. This is a blockbuster in every sense of the word. They traded JJJ, a Defensive Player of the Year, a cornerstone to the Utah Jazz.
And what did they get back? Because when you trade a DPOY, you expect a superstar, right?
Right.
Or at least a blue-chip prospect.
Not in a rebuild like this. No, it's a volume return,
Mhm.
an 8-player deal. The Grizzlies get 3 first-round picks. But you have to zoom out. You can't just look at this one trade in a vacuum.
Right, because this is right after they moved Desmond Bane.
Exactly. And Windhorst did some great work on the financials here. If you combine the Bane trade and now the JJJ trade, Memphis has cleared over $300 million off their books.
$300 million. I can't even wrap my head around that number. That's like the GDP of a small country.
It's massive, and they have, 7 first-round picks stockpiled now?
Yeah.
They are stripping this thing down to the studs. They're looking at the foundation and just saying, nope, level it.
Okay, but if you're tearing it down to the studs, we have to talk about the face of the franchise, Ja Morant.
The Ja Morant situation is, well, it's complicated. And frankly, it's a little sad given where we thought he'd be.
The reporting suggests he's next, right? If you sell off Bane and JJJ, you can't keep Shaw. It makes no sense.
He's likely next. But the mechanics of a trade are fascinating and kind of counterintuitive. Windhorst pointed out that because Memphis has cleared all that money, that $300 million, they don't have this desperate pressure to get a massive return for him.
Wait, explain that. Usually you trade your superstar. You need a haul, 5 picks, and a young star. You're saying they don't need that.
They don't need it to balance the books, which is good for them because right now, his market value is just not high. The league is wary. The suspensions, the injuries, the off-court stuff.
Oh, no one's giving them 5 picks.
Nobody's picking up that phone call. So what do they do?
What is the strategy then? If
Yeah.
you can't get a haul, why trade him at all?
You flip the script. You use him as a vehicle. Since Memphis has all this cap space, they can go to a team and say, hey, give us your toxic assets.
Toxic assets.
Yeah.
Break that down for us. What does that actually mean?
It means bad contracts. Let's say a team has a player who is wildly overpaid, underperforming, and just clogging up their salary cap. A guy making $40 million who plays like he's worth 10.
Right.
Nobody wants that contract. Memphis can now say, we'll take him. We will absorb that bad money into our cap space. We'll take your problem. In exchange, you give us some draft picks and we'll give you Ja Morant.
That is wild. You're using a former superstar, basically, to help another team balance their checkbook.
It's a harsh reality. It shows you how far his stock has fallen. But there is a glimmer of hope. Iman Shumpert weighed in on this, and he made a really good point that gets lost in all the business talk.
What was Shumpert's take? He's got a good read on the player mindset.
He just reminded everyone that Ja's issues, the guns, the suspensions, were off-the-floor problems.
Right. Nobody ever questioned the talent. When he's
Yeah.
on the court, he's electric, one of those exciting players ever.
Exactly. The athleticism is all there. Shumpert believes that if Ja can just get out of Memphis, get a complete change of scenery, and land somewhere with some perspective and calm, he can reclaim that status.
That face of the NBA status.
He's still so young. He needs a reset just as much as the Grizzlies do. It's a buy low opportunity for a team that's brave enough.
Speaking of brave moves, or maybe heartbreaking moves,
Yeah.
we have to go to the Bay Area.
Yeah, this is the big one.
While Memphis is choosing to blow it up, it feels like the Golden State Warriors are having the decision forced on them.
This is the story that stops the presses.
The end of the Warriors dynasty. We've heard rumors for years, right? Maybe they break up the trio, but this time, it feels final.
It feels different because the results are finally forcing the issue. They played last night without Steph, got blown out by the Sixers, and watching that game, it felt like watching a funeral for an era. They looked old, they looked slow.
And the specific report from Shams Charania is just, it's a bombshell. We're not talking about some role player. We're talking about Draymond Green.
Draymond Green, 14 years, 4 rings, the heart and soul of that team.
He's in active trade talks.
Yeah.
And not just for some picks. Who are they targeting?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I need a second. The Warriors are trying to trade Draymond Green, the guy who is their entire defensive system, as part of a package for Giannis.
It's the ultimate reload. It's the Warriors looking at the end of Steph's career and saying, we need one more superstar to keep this window open. And if that means sacrificing a pillar that built the house, they're willing to do it.
It's ruthless.
Yeah.
But how do you even approach Draymond with that? He's not just a player. He's an